Okay, it's Friday. It's very bright. It's hard to see. First thing, camera tweak. I popped it over to Cinelike D today. I don't use Cinelike D because it doesn't let you do auto ISO. You can't, but for some reason, if you have it in a different profile in auto ISO and then flip it over to Cinelike D, they let you do it. But you still can't control the limits. So in regular version, you can do auto ISO between the minimum value that you put in, like 200, and the maximum, which I put at like 1600. And this one, it just is auto. So I don't know. I think I'm okay with that. It goes as high as 6400, but I would never use it at that height. For this purpose, it doesn't really matter because it's going to almost certainly be a 200 no matter what, because it's so bright. But because I'm just up against a giant window. Yeah, so we're trying Cinelike D today because it's easier to grade and I think it looks better, but it requires a little bit more grading work, and it doesn't have the auto features that I like. Maybe it does. My voice hurts. Did I write this week? We didn't have a writer's room because it was 4th of July, but I feel like I've been averaging a major idea a day in my phone. So that's good. That means the creativity's working. About 25% stand-up, 50% feature film ideas, and then 25% everything else. So, yeah. I put a lot of stock into the idea that if you keep coming back to the same idea month after month, year after year, even if it's a dumb idea, which if it's haunting you, it's probably not. Even if it's dumb, you might as well write it just to get it out of your system. And I'm having that with a script right now that I think I'm on draft like 2 or 3, but I haven't touched it in 3 or 4 years. I need to go back to it. So, feature script. Did I read? No. What did I watch? Well, I've been editing, so I've been playing New Girl in the background. So I've gone through a bad amount of New Girl, and I'm just about to where I can't watch it anymore. I stopped watching it when it was airing season 4. I think I gave season 5 a chance and couldn't do it. Yeah, so I'm in the middle of season 4 where Zooey Deschanel is pregnant and not on the show, and it's a weird spot in the show because it was like quite a, like a weird, there we go, gotta get my hand in the frame. So the show went like rip, 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 and then when it was here, like wait, move it over. And then all of a sudden Zoe leaves the show, and then all of a sudden it goes rrrt, and then she comes back and it goes rrrt. So, yeah, which is to say, the Jess character detracted from what the show wanted to be, in my opinion. Anyway, I saw the 4th episode of Big Brother, and I'm optimistic. I think more than ever I'm getting into it because in the same way you get invested in a sport that you really care about, like if you grew up playing soccer, you usually watch some version of soccer. Watching these Big Brother cast members actually understand how to play the game and play the game is pretty satisfying. Like, it's in the same way you see a film and something surprises you because you didn't expect it, and that's super satisfying. It's happening in the show, in the Big Brother show, which is a welcome change because it's usually pretty stale. So, still suffering through The Crown. I just can't sit down through those hour-long episodes, and it's becoming. If I break eye contact with, like, I can't edit it and watch it in the background anymore because there's too much nuance. It's too dense. I am finding there's a very narrow list of shows that I can watch and edit at the same time, just because the average show, because of quality reasons, requires a certain level of attention that I can't give when I'm editing. So I'm probably like episode 5 of The Crown season 2, so I'm getting there, but man, oh man. Finally saw Jurassic World 2, and wasn't optimistic to see it. Had a lot of trouble seeing it because it was just sold out every time I went. I tried 4 times. This was the 5th. I have strong opinions about it, which is surprising because I didn't expect to have any opinion about it, because it seemed like just a sequel for sequel's sake. Yeah, I have opinions about it. So I guess they won. I guess Jurassic Park won if I have opinions about it. So, but no, I don't think it was good in the objective reasoning. Just check to see how long I went. I tried starting the show Safe on Netflix. Not remembering what it was like. I remember seeing the teaser for it and being like, that's interesting, and then forgetting and just turned it on. And it's definitely, I was doing it while I was editing, so I definitely didn't get the full thing, but I'm having trouble following it because it's either way too simple of a story and it's just boring, or I'm missing something really, really nuanced because I wasn't giving it my full attention. But it seems like a really ambitious show. I just don't understand why it's so bland, I guess. So one of these, eventually I'm going to sit down and properly watch a couple episodes purely. Just to see if I'm missing anything. I have a feeling I'm not. I have a feeling it's the Slap situation, which was that NBC show that the second they made it, they regretted making it, because it was so just mediocre and not properly thought out. I hope it's not like The Slap, but it's giving me that feeling. By the way, I saw every episode of The Slap because it had an incredible cast, and I wasn't going to condescend to not watch that cast. Anyway. It's bad tempo today, bad pacing today. Clearly I did this too early in the morning. Writing tip, and this is recent. This is a recent reminder for me, is have a little dignity about your stuff. You know, have a little confidence in your stuff. If you give it to people and they give you feedback that is negative, hopefully it's constructive, but it's negative, yes, take it, but also be realistic and contextualize it and recognize that it could just be not a fit, and it has nothing to do with the fact that whether it's actually properly written or not. Just because in the context of what is happening, I'm so sick of the thing that I'm pitching right now, and I'm trying not to reveal that to people I'm pitching it to, but I'm so sick of it that didn't like that text. That I'm so, I think they can sense that I'm sick of what I'm pitching, which is not helping, but I'm also getting a lot of negative feedback from it, just because I took a chance and it wasn't very good. Like the end result wasn't very good. But you also got to realize that, you know, it's, I don't know how to describe it. Like, just because people tell you it sucks doesn't necessarily mean it sucks. It also might just mean, I mean, I think in this case, I think it actually does suck, because I see it as sucking too. But in a different case, somebody tells you give it to somebody and they give it back and they say it sucked. That could have just been them. And that could have been their version of, I'm not interested in this, or that could have been their version of, I'm dealing with something else and it sucks. You know, I'm telling you it sucks because I'm going through something, and that's not really what I meant. So, you know, be pragmatic, have a little perspective, and the thing you're handing them, if you know it's good and they tell you it sucks, maybe their opinion isn't worth the weight that you're giving it, which is what I was trying to get to. Is I got into a habit of giving everybody the exact same weight of their opinion, and it's not useful, because especially in creativity, if someone is critiquing you and they don't align with what you're going for, and however you want to describe that, it's making me mad. If they don't align, if they're not sort of in the direction or in the wave or in the flow of what you're trying to accomplish, their criticism may not be as accurate as somebody who gets what you're trying to do. So it's like 3 layers of subjective, and so that most disconnected person that is giving you a negative critique, they should get less points, because your end product is not going to satisfy them either. So, and I forget. So, so have dignity about what you're doing, and perspective, and you know, believe in yourself. Consequently, don't be so oblivious that you do what the greenest noob oblivious person, like, you know, person who's never written anything does, which is they think what they've done is brilliant, and they don't have their perspective to actually critically look at it and realize that it is terrible. Don't be like that. Just know what you're worth. Like, you know, take every 6 months, take stock of creatively what you're worth. I think it's important. So that's my writing tip. Box office, I got 3 out of 5. The middle one screwed me up. So I said Jurassic, Incredibles, Uncle Drew, Sicario, and Ocean. And I got everything except for Uncle Drew was 4th and Sicario was 3rd. So the Uncle Drew movie did worse than I expected, and Sicario did better, which is kind of crazy to me, because you know, Sicario did well. The first Sicario did well, but I didn't think it was worth a sequel, as I have explained. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a box office monster, but it exists in the box office in a way that everybody involved hoped, I guess. This week, I think it's very cut and dry. Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out, so that's going to be number 1 no matter what. Jurassic World 2, again, will be number 2. Incredibles 2 will be number 3. The First Purge will be number 4. And Sicario will be number 5, I guess. Boy, it's a bummer that it is the middle of the summer and every single movie in the top 5 box office is a sequel. Boy, that's a bummer. That's like... because the next one on the list would be Tag, and Tag is an original movie. I mean, it's based on an existing idea, but boy, it's a bummer that they're all sequels. That's upsetting. See if I get another text before I finish this. Recommend. I may have already talked about this. I forget. Probably not though. It's a film. It's very short. I think it's like 89 minutes. I forget who wrote the short story, but it's a really interesting film, because it was, I would always say, adapting a short story into a feature film makes a lot more sense than adapting a novel into a feature film, because of how much you have to cut out in order to fit the novel in feature film size. Like, you think feature film is big, it's not. It's like 90 pages of novel in screenplay format. That's about how I would equate it. I kind of think screenplay to novel pages are kind of one-to-one. So if it's a Harry Potter book, which is 700 pages, that's 700 hours. That's like a huge, that's 11-12 hours of movie. So that's not gonna, yeah. Anyway, so it's based on a short story. I want to say it's Philip K. Dick, but I don't think that's true. But sci-fi. And the premise is a professor invites everybody to his house, and everything takes place in a house, and he tells them this story about a man who born at the dawn of man, just out of coincidence and out of happenstance, never died and still lives today. And it's a really interesting idea. It's sort of a thought study, and it's philosophical, and it's sci-fi. It's also a bottle episode because it takes place entirely in this cabin. The entire thing is a conversation, which is my favorite thing. Like, I love these big ensemble conversation things. Yeah, but it's this really interesting sort of like sci-fi idea in a minimalistic environment. It's basically just college friends came over to drink wine and have a conversation, but the conversation is a satisfying, cohesive story. So you should watch it. It's called The Man from Earth. Possibly my favorite sci-fi movie of all time, and I'm a huge sci-fi fan. So that's all I got. I still went way longer than I should. All right, bye.